Good morning all of you. My name is Mahadhu Trimukhe. Today we will see how to apply mesh analysis to electrical network. Okay, here we will focus on both the analysis, right? One is a dependent source, another is a independent sources. First of all, we will see how to apply mesh analysis to independent source. Okay, now we will see our first example based on mesh analysis. In that, you have to find out the current through 2 ohm resistors. Means our aim is to find out the current flowing through 2 ohm resistor. That is our aim. Here, two independent sources are present in this particular electrical network. One is a 10 volt, another is a 20 volt. As per the procedure of mesh analysis, we have to find out how many mesh are available in electrical network. Now you have to observe over here, there are 3 mesh are available in particular electrical network. So we have to identify the mesh, right, and we have to apply the current flowing through each mesh. Okay, so here we have applied the current to mesh 1 is I1. We have assumed a current in clockwise direction. Here the current flowing through a second mesh is I2. Current flowing to third loop is I3. Then we have to assign a polarity to each element, right? Suppose current flowing through a mesh 1 is from here positive to negative to 6 ohm resistor. Here 1 ohm resistor, again it's flowing from positive to negative. For second mesh, the current flowing through a first ohm resistor is flowing from positive to negative. Here the current flowing through a second 2 ohm resistor is from positive to negative. Again the current flowing through a 3 resistor is from positive to negative. Okay, similarly we have to assign a polarity to mesh third. Right. We have to apply the current clockwise direction. Here the current flowing through a 3 ohm resistor is from positive to negative. Again the current flowing through a 10 ohm resistor is from positive to negative in third mesh. Okay, we have to assign a clockwise current in 3 meshes. Now we have to apply a KVL to mesh 1. Now the step number 1, apply KVL to mesh 1. Now we starting to apply a KVL to mesh 1. Right, we have start from 10 volt source, right, that is 10 volts. The current flowing through a 6 ohm resistor is from positive to negative. Means a final current is here negative. That's why we have considered here negative sign. What is the current flowing through a 6 ohm resistor? The current flowing through 6 ohm resistor is I1. Means 6 I1. Again the current I1 is flowing through a 1 ohm resistor, but 1 ohm resistor is a common between mesh 1 and mesh 2. That is I1 minus I2. That is minus 1 I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Okay, you have to simplify these equations. Suppose if you simplify this 10 minus 6I1 minus 1 I1, that minus 1 you have to multiply into the bracket, that is I1 minus I2, that is minus 1 into I1, again minus 1 into minus I2, that is minus minus plus you will get, that is plus 1 I2 is equal to 0. Okay, you have to just keep it out 10 volt as it is. So we have to keep it outside 10 as it is, means this minus will get plus, and this plus will get a minus, right? So I1 over here, I1 and I1, right, means plus 6 I1 plus 1 I1, that is 7 I1 you will get here. If you keep it outside 10 volt as it is, you will get plus sign over here, right, means 7 I1 and I2 is there, but I2 is plus sign, will get here minus I2. 10 volt as it is, we have keep it outside, that is equation number 1. That is equation number 1. Similarly way, you have to apply KVL to mesh 2. That is step number 1. Step number 2, you have to apply KVL to mesh 2. Apply KVL to mesh 2. Then again we will start from a 1 ohm resistor, but 1 ohm resistor is a common between mesh 2 and mesh 1. That's why we have considered here the current flowing through a positive to negative, means negative is over here, negative I2 minus I1, again 2 ohm resistor is minus 2, the current flowing through a second loop is I2 minus, that is 3 ohm resistor. 3 ohm resistor is a common between mesh 2 and 3. So minus 3 I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. Thus you have to simplify these equations again. Minus I2 plus I1 minus 2 I2 minus 3 I2, again minus, multiply into the bracket, minus minus plus, means plus 3 I3 is equal to 0. Then you have to see the common, right? Here I1 is present, but I1 you have to keep it outside, means that plus sign you will get minus here, minus I1. Okay, then you will see where is I2. I2 you will get here, I2 you will get here, and I2 you will get here. But here I2 is minus, you will get plus here, minus 2 I2 you will get plus again here, and minus 3 I2 you will get plus here, means 3 plus 2 5 and plus 1 6, means 6 I2 plus 6 I2. Again you will see what is I3. I3 it should be 1 only over here, so minus sign you will get plus, plus sign you will get minus here, means minus 3 I3 is equal to 0. That is equation number 2. Similarly way you have to apply a KVL to loop third, or we call mesh third. Okay, so here we will write a third step. You have to apply KVL to mesh 3. Okay, suppose if you starting from 3 ohm resistor, but 3 is a common between mesh 3 and mesh 2. So current flowing I3 is from positive to negative, means minus 3 I3 minus I2. Then the same I3 is flowing through minus 10 ohm resistor, here positive to negative, here minus sign, minus 10 I3 again this I3 will flow from positive to negative, means minus 20 over here, minus 20 is equal to 0. You have to simplify this. Minus 3 I3 minus plus means plus 3 I2 minus 10 I3 minus 20. Then you have to keep it outside 20, means you will get minus, you will get plus here, plus you will get minus here, and minus you will get plus here, means we have to keep it outside 20 as it is, minus 20. That is equation number 3 we called. Then we will see the I1 is present over here. No, I1 is not present. Then we will move on I2 is there, yes, I2 is there, plus 3 I2, means here you will get a minus I2. Again you will see I3 you will get here minus 10 I3, means that is plus, and here again minus you will get plus, means plus 10 plus 3 13 I3, means you will get 3 equations if you apply a KVL to the mesh. Okay, 3 mesh are there, you will get 3 equations. Then you have to writing equation in the matrix form. Suppose we have writing equation in matrix form. So we have to write equation I1, I2, I3 in terms of V1, V2 and V3. The equation number 1, suppose I1 is what? I1 is 7. You can simply write 7 here. Then I2 is what? Minus 1. I3 is what? I3 is not present in equation number 1. That's why we put up as a 0. Okay. Then you will see the second equation minus I1 is there, means minus 1 is present, minus 1. Then I2 is 6, I3 is minus 3. Then third equation you will get here I1 is what? I1 is not present, that you will put up as a 0. Then I2 is minus 3 and I3 is 13. That way we have write I1, I2, I3 in terms of V1, V2, V3. Right? That is I1, I2, I3. We have to write equation in terms of V1. V1 is what? V1 is here 10 volt. V2 is what? 0. And V3 is what? Minus 20. Okay, then you have to solve equation number 1. Solving equation number 1, 2 and 3. These are the 3 simultaneously equations. By using calculator, you have to put up this value and you will get the I1, I2, I3. Suppose if you solve by using calculator a simultaneously equations, you will get I1 is equal to 1.34 ampere. I2 you will get minus 0.62 ampere, and I3 you will get minus 1.68 ampere. Now our aim is what? Our aim is to find out the current flowing through a 2 ohm resistor. Here in mesh 2 you have observed the current flowing through second mesh I2, the 2 ohm resistor is present, means the current flowing through a 2 ohm resistor is nothing but I2, means the current flowing through a 2 ohm resistor is what? Minus 0.62 ampere. This way you have to find out the current flowing through a 2 ohm resistor by using a mesh analysis. We have seen over here the independent sources. We have to solve the example based on dependent sources. So in dependent sources, your source is depending on some other controlling parameter. Okay, here you have seen the circuit diagram. It consists of dependent sources as well as independent sources. We have two dependent sources present over here. One is 10 IB, that is voltage control current source, and second is 5 I1, again that is voltage control current source. Means, and two independent sources are present in this particular electrical network, that is 5 volt, another is a 10 volt. Means two controlling parameters are there for dependent sources, one is IA and another is IB. Here the first dependent sources is 10 IB. IB is nothing but your controlling parameter. Okay, and here second dependent source is 5 I1. I1 is again your controlling parameter. Now we will assign a current to different mesh. Here we have two mesh, right? Then we have to apply a current to mesh 1 is I1, and current flowing through a second mesh is I2. Then we have to apply the polarity to each element. Here positive, negative, here positive, negative. Since you don't apply any polarity to dependent sources, the polarity is already defined in dependent sources. Here in second loop, the current flowing through a second loop is I2. The current flowing through 5 ohm is plus minus. The current flowing through from positive to negative, here 10 volt, and here 10 ohm, again the current flowing through positive to negative. Again, for dependent sources we keep as it is, polarity. Okay, here two controlling parameter you have observed, that is IA and IB, but the second dependent sources, that is phi IA and the first dependent sources is 10 IB. That IB is flowing in a second loop and IA is flowing in the first loop. Have you observed over here? Right, means IA is nothing but your I1. Here you have observed IA is nothing but your I1 and IB is nothing but your I2. Means the controlling parameter IA is present in I1 and IB is present in I2. Means you have to write IA is equal to I1 and IB is equal to I2. That is equation 1 or equation 2. Okay. Then you apply KVL to mesh 1. Apply KVL to mesh 1. And if you apply KVL to mesh 1, we will start from 5 volt, that 5 minus the current flowing through a 5 ohm resistor is from positive to negative. Means 5 minus 5 I1 minus, then the current flowing to dependent sources is from positive to negative, that is 10 IB, means minus 10 IB, minus 10 IB. Again the current is flowing from positive to negative, negative sign is there, but 10 ohm is a common between loop 1 and loop 2, that is minus 10 I1 minus I2. Again for dependent source, second dependent sources is minus 5 IA is equal to 0. Then you have to consider the current here, 5 minus 5 I1 minus 10. Then IB is what? IB is nothing but your I2, right? IB is nothing but your I2, means the current flowing through a second loop, right? Means IB is nothing but your 10 minus 10 I2 minus 10 I1 minus I2 minus 5. Then IA is what? IA is the current flowing through a first loop, that is 5 I1. Then you have to simplify this equation, 5 minus 5 I1 minus 10 I2 minus 10 I1 plus 10 I2 minus 5 I1 is equal to 0, right? Then the independent source is what? That is 5. You have to keep it outside 5 as it is. So we'll write the 5 as it is over here, right? So you'll see what is I1 here. I1 is 5 minus 5 I1 minus 10 I1 and minus 5 I1. Means minus you will get plus here, minus 10 you will get plus here, minus 5 you will get plus here. Means you will get 5 plus 10, 15, 15 plus 5, you will get 20. 20. 20 I1. Then you will see what is I2. I2 is present, yes, minus 10 I1 again plus 10 I2, means minus plus will get cancel, means 10 I1 is equal to 5, you will get, that is the first equations. Means you can find out I1 easily. I1 is nothing but 5 by 20. You will get I1 is nothing but 0.25 ampere. 0.25 ampere. Similarly way, you have to apply KVL, that is equation number, third, that is equation number third. We have already assumed equation number 1 and 2 in previous, right? So we apply KVL to mesh 2. So we start from our second dependent source, that is 5IA, means we will write down simply 5IA, then 10 ohm resistor, the current flowing through a minus 10, the minus 10, this 10 ohm resistor is the common between 2 and 3, that is I2 minus I1, the current flowing through a 5 ohm resistor is 5 I2 minus 10 is equal to 0. Then I1, you know that I1 is nothing but here I1. IA is nothing but here I1. Okay, that we write 5 I1 minus 10 I2, you have to simplify directly, then minus and minus will get plus, that is plus 10 I1 minus 5 I2 minus 10, okay, is equal to 0. This equation you will get, suppose if you keep it outside, voltage as it is, you can keep it outside. Okay, suppose the minus sign is there, minus 10 volt is there. Suppose this minus, you will keep it outside as a plus, means nothing is to be changed in this equations. Okay, so we'll take minus 10 as a plus over here, plus 10 is equal, right, means nothing is to be changed in outside sign, means in the previous equations, suppose 5 we have keep it outside, that minus sign will get plus, but here voltage source is a minus 10 volt, that minus 10 we will keep it outside as a plus, means nothing is to be changed here. So we'll find out what is I1 present in the equation. I1 is 5 I1, 10 I1, means you will get plus 5 I1 plus 10 I1, you will get 15 I1. 15 I1. We have not changed any sign, right? Because we have considered minus 10 as a plus 10. Okay. So now we will see what is I2. I2 is what? Minus 10 I2, minus 10 I2 and minus 5 I2. Then you will get minus 15 I2. Minus 15 I2. that is equation number 4. So you will get already in equation number 3 I1. So putting I1, what I1 you have get it, that is 0.25. Putting I1 is equal to 0. In equation number 4. So what is equation number 4? That is 15. I1 you have get it, that is 0.25 minus 15 I2 is equal to 10. So you have to multiply 15 multiply 0.35, you will get 3.75 minus 15 I2 is equal to 10. Means 3.75 minus 10, you will get minus 6.25 is equal to 15 I2. Then I2 you have to easily find out. I2 is nothing but minus 6.25 divided by your 15, means I2 you will get I2 minus 0.416 ampere. I2 you will get minus 0.416. Then what is your aim? Our aim is to find out the branch current. Then you have to combine I1 and I2. I1 plus I2 is equal to 0.25. Suppose if you consider here minus 0.16, that is anti-clockwise. If you consider clockwise, you will get the plus sign here, means 0.16. That means total current I1 plus I2 is in downward direction, 0.66 ampere in downward direction. Okay, this way you have to find out the mesh analysis by dependent sources. Okay, thank you so much.